All great works of art and architecture begin as an idea in someone's mind. Through practice, we become better at our work and are sometimes able to imagine great creative possibilities. Hi, my name is Lauren Grace from the Rainforest Art Project, and this is the story of two courageous people who lived at different times but had one important thing in common. They both had bold dreams and dedicated their lives to fulfilling them. And even in the hardest of times, they would never give up. Antonio Gaudi was born in 1852 to a family of coppersmiths in Barcelona, Spain. And at an early age, he was learning the art of forming and shaping metals. He spent a great deal of his childhood in the fields and woods around his family home, where he developed a deep respect and reverence for nature, closely observing every detail from blades of grass, leaves and flowers to vines and trees. At 17 years old, he went to the university to study architectural design. But as he was learning, he began to wonder why the rigid straight lines and angles of traditional architecture could not be more natural and organic. After all, everything in nature is functional and serves a purpose. It is the perfect architecture. When Gaudi completed his studies at the School of Architecture of Barcelona, the director, Elias Regent, declared, "We graduated a madman or a genius. Only time will tell." Well, it did not take long for Gaudi to demonstrate his amazing ability to incorporate the world of nature into his designs, and by the age of 30, he was considered among the best creative young architects in Barcelona. And at the age of 31, Gaudi was offered one of the most difficult and challenging jobs in the world. Several years earlier, work had begun on La Sagrada Familia Church, but it was not meeting people's design expectations. They wanted the most original, creative, and beautiful church in the world for Barcelona, and after a long search, they hired Antoni Gaudi. He began incorporating nature's forms into the church in a way that had never been done before. Stone turtles supporting the columns, seashells decorating the staircases, and the ceiling of the main area of the church gives the visitors the impression that they are standing beneath the canopy of a majestic forest, with light pouring through the treetops. Antoni Gaudi designed many parks and buildings during his lifetime, but La Sagrada Familia was his main passion. And as he grew older, he moved into the basement of the church to make sure that he could complete the plans and models for future architects to follow. In 1926, at the age of 74, Antoni Gaudi was struck by a streetcar in Barcelona while walking near the church and died 3 days later. Niki de Phalle was born in France in 1930 to an American mother and French father. When she was 3 years old, the family moved to New York City, where she later attended school. Niki had grown into a beautiful young woman and began a modeling and acting career, appearing on the covers of the most popular magazines of the time. This fame did not bring happiness, and at 23 years old she was hospitalized with what the doctors called a nervous breakdown. While recovering in the hospital, she was encouraged to draw and paint as a form of therapy. This brought her enormous satisfaction, and she decided right then and there to give up her acting and modeling work in favor of becoming an artist. She wrote that, "Painting calms the chaos that shook my soul." By this time, Niki was married, and the family decided to move to Mallorca off the coast of Spain. It was here on this enchanting island that she developed her own unique and very creative style of painting, endlessly experimenting with unusual materials, colors, and shapes. It was also in Spain that Niki saw the works of the country's legendary architect, Antoni Gaudi, who had died 4 years before she was born. She was particularly inspired by his creation at Park Güell in Barcelona. She had never seen such bold imagination carried out on such a grand scale, but she knew that her life would be forever changed. She said that, "I'm following a course that was chosen for me. following a pressing need to show that a woman can work on a monumental scale. And that is exactly what she did. By creating breathtaking parks and sculptures in countries from Israel, Italy, and France to Sweden and the United States, around the world, children and young artists marvel at the grandness of Niki's innovation and courage when they see and interact with her amazing artwork. Artists travel the globe to maintain Niki de Sant Phalle's monumental statues, as they have become national treasures that are loved and revered by millions. The La Sagrada Familia Church is now the longest-running construction project on Earth and will be completed in 2026, 100 years after Antoni Gaudi's death. The plans and models that he made before he died have provided perfect direction for his incredible vision. Through the great works of people like Antoni Gaudi and Niki de Sant Phalle, we can see more clearly the vast creative potential in all of us when we have complete dedication and the courage to never give up. This is Lauren Grace signing off with the Rainforest Art Project, changing the world, one piece of art at a time.